I want to thank you all for being here today as we gather for a moment of remembrance, reflection, and of honor. Today's dedication is more than an unveiling of one sign or two. It is a lasting tribute to two young, vibrant lives gone too soon. The roadways we dedicate today will not simply carry cars and travelers from one place to another. It will carry Samuel and Anjane's memories forward. We are joined today by our elected officials, appointed officials, community leaders, and most importantly, the families and the friends, the loved ones of these two young people. This dedication today ensures that their legacies are not forgotten, but permanently woven into the fabric of our Douglas County community. May this dedication serve as a symbol of our collective commitment to remember and to honor Samuel, Micah, Moon, and Anjane Hill today and always. I would like now to invite to the podium Chairman Dr. Ramona Jackson Jones, who was integral to making today a reality.
Good evening, and did you cool off yet? It's pretty hot out there. Again, I'm Dr. Ramona Jackson Jones, the chairwoman of the Douglas County Board of Commissioners, and this is a special day that the Lord has made for the dear mothers, grandmothers, fathers, family members, friends, Douglas County citizens, the state of Georgia, and these United States to honor the lives of Samuel Micah Moon and Anjane Hill. In December of 2024, my fellow Board of Commissioners and I presented a proclamation, and it wasn't a dry eye in the room. The mother of Samuel Moon, and which was Beverly LaFleur, and the mother of Anjane Hill, which is Chanel White, stood with us when we called for action to stop senseless violence here in Douglas County and across this nation. I received a phone call from the mothers, and they both said, "Are you able to talk, Chairman Jones?" I said, "I am." They said, "Are you able to, we would like you, if you could, have a street named after our babies." I said, "Wow, that's a tall order, but let me see what I can do." So what I did, I called Senator Donzella James, who is the senator for Douglas, one of our senators here for Douglas County, and she represents the state delegation. And I knew that she was a woman that could get it done, and she jumped some hoops to get this done for not only me, but for the mothers per their request. You see, I'm a mother, and my heart was heavy when they explained it to me. I was just trying to wonder how God was going to pull this off, and he did. Certainly, I called Senator, and she said, "I'm going to see what I can do," but she said, "I can't make any promises, but I'll see what I can do." So I waited patiently before I called the mothers, and one beautiful bright day, the sun was shining in my office, and Senator James called me. She said, "I have some good news for you." I said, "What is the good news?" She said, "For the mothers who have petitioned before you and also before God for something to be done to recognize their babies." And I said, "Well, tell me what we got." She said, "I was able to sponsor and author a bill that the House approved. It was a unanimous approval from the House and the Senate. And then she said, but I'll call you back in a couple of weeks because I need to now see if the governor is going to sign." I said, "Okay, I won't call the mothers quite yet," even though they called me and said, "How are we looking?" I said, "Well, just give Senator James a moment, because I call her the queen of just making things happen here for our county." So she called me back. She said, "The governor has signed off." I said, "I can't believe it." I said, "Let me make a phone call," and call the mothers. And the mothers jumped with joy because they knew that God had done it. I didn't do it. All I did was, I was just obedient and made a phone call to the senator, because I knew that it was impossible to name a street Douglas County, something in Douglas, because we have so many citizens. So the state has the authority to name a state road. So that's what you see today. So before, certainly on behalf of the Douglas County Board of Commissioners, we want to thank, and we'll start with Senator James for sponsoring this bill, our entire state delegation, the entire House, and the entire Senate, and also Governor Brian Kemp, who signed these interchange signs into law. If the family could just stand, both families could stand, and let's give them a hand, y'all. They are amazing for being here today. Again, this is an honor and a pleasure and a privilege, and I just did simply what God asked me to do. He said, push it down the line, and it was done. And I want to also give God today all the honor and praise for this day that he has made, and thank you all so much.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I see our sheriff. I know I have Senator James on program next. As she makes her way up here, I know, Sheriff, I wanted you to say just a couple words, just hello to the crowd. And I know you have been working really, really hard to educate and engage this community on anti-violence initiatives. And I'd love for you to say just a few words before you step out. You know I always do this to you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a sad day in Douglas County, but a good day because of the cause of the signs and the families. But those signs was due, as Chairman spoke of, it'll remind our citizens as a county, we need to come together as a whole. We need to do more for our community, be more involved in this community, and get with our children. Let's just tell our kids, because they don't seem to have pulled away from parenthood because we're allowing them to do that. But let's get with our kids. Let's know what they're doing, when they're doing it. And like I said earlier, keep pushing Douglas County in the right direction, because we're going to be here when everything else is settled and done. We're going to be here. But when you pass those signs, give you a little ump in your heart, because you know for a fact those kids should be here among us today. But we can't bring them back, but at least this is such an honor. I'm honored to stand here and talk about them because we worked hard on the case and we got it solved, and it's where it's at today. But I want to thank y'all. I'm just honored to be here, and y'all need the sheriff. Y'all come see the sheriff about anything whatsoever. Thank y'all so much. Thank you.
That's okay. That's okay. Thank you. Thank you, Sheriff. And now making her way to the podium, one of the women of the hour who as you heard our chairman say, really was the woman behind the action, making it happen. She does some mighty, wonderful, and powerful things down there at that Georgia State Legislature, and we thank you for all that you do to advocate on behalf of Douglas County delegation. We appreciate you, and we thank you for what you do every day, but especially what you have done here for these families. Senator Donzella James.
Thank you. These beautiful children were bright lights in our community, and their legacy will live on forever in this community. The legacy, unfortunately, from something that just tears your heart out. And I know, because I'm a mother who lost my teenage son when he was getting ready to graduate from Westlake High School, not too far from here. He got killed by a 5-time DUI offender in an 18-wheeler. My child. So, can't say I know how you feel, but I've been there, I'll say that. and it's something that's with you forever. We want to make it a little bit better by letting you know that we honor the beautiful souls, those beautiful angels that we see here. While it is devastating that we're here today to mourn our children, I know their memory will inspire all who see their names upon those signs we just unveiled. And they will be inspired to fight for justice and advocate for peace and live with a purpose. To the families of Ajane, did I say it right this time? Ajane, and to Samuel, I give you my love, because from reading about the kids and seeing all of you today and knowing how much that you care about your family, I know that I have a special love and regard for you all. So, like I said, it might not ever go away, and it might not be easy, but I used to cry every time I passed by for 2 years, passed by the place at Butner Road and Butner and Thornton, where my son was killed. So I know it's hard. But in closing, I want to leave you with a soothing word of scripture from Psalm 34:18. It says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." So may our angels here rest in eternal and loving peace, and may their memories guide us along the roads ahead. I want to thank you, and I want to thank God for blessing you with these beautiful young kids. And I know that what we did in the legislature was just a little small effort, even though it did take me to push a little bit. I'm blessed to be the chairperson of Urban Affairs, so I kind of used my clout a little bit so that I could be able to honor them today. So again, if you ever need anything from the Senate, you can be just like the chairperson. Give me a call, and I'll be there for you. God bless you all, and thank you for letting me be a part of this wonderful ceremony.
And I know we see here, thank you, Senator James. She downplays it a bit, but she is a mover and a shaker down at that Capitol. She gets things done. I know we see next on the program mayor remarks, but the mayor sends her regards. She was with us out at the sign unveilings, but they have city council meetings today, so she does send her regards and wants to express to the families how much we are one big community, whether Douglas County, the city of Douglasville, we are all one, and she's honored that this has happened in our community today and extends her best wishes to both families. And now we have here superintendent remarks, but we're going to have the Honorable Michelle Simmons on behalf of the Douglas County School System School Board come up and offer some remarks on behalf of the school board. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is not the best occasion you want to speak at. And it's kind of ironic, but I can relate to the siblings on the loss of a sibling, because I recently lost my sibling to gun violence as well. And as I think about it, the blessing is that at least there's been some resolve with the people who did it. And we're still praying in my family for my mom and my siblings for us to get the resolution we need in the situation regarding my brother. But I just want to say good afternoon, everyone, and to the families of Samuel Michael Moon and Ajane Hill. There are no words that can erase the pain that you have felt over the past 2 years. Your children were cherished members of our school community, but they were more than students in our school system. They were cherished classmates, close friends, and a bright light in our community. Their lives held unlimited potential and endless possibility. They lived a life of impact, not only at Douglas County High and Lithia Springs High School, but throughout our community. Their influence continues at the schools they attended and would have graduated from. Lithia Springs High School principal Felicia Jones tells us that classmates will always remember Samuel Moon for his outgoing spirit and his quick wit. His compassionate heart lit up the entire school. The STEM scholar had a great personality and a bright future ahead. To honor his legacy, Samuel's family established the Red Bow Tie Scholarship. And this past spring, the scholarship honored 6 Lithia Springs High School students with funds to help them pursue their dreams. That's good. At Douglas County High School, Principal Kenya Parks says that Ajane brought joy everywhere she went. And like her principal, her favorite color was pink. Not just any pink, though. Ajane loved a bright, vibrant shade of pink. And that color became a shade that represented the happiness and the joy she shared with others. Principal Parks shared with me and our system that she and her twin brother Ahmad would often dance together and create their own moments of pure happiness. But now, as we enter into a new school year, my heart is heavy knowing that Ahmad will end his senior year without his other half. Though Ajane may not be there with him physically, she will walk with Ahmad the rest of his life. This loss reminds me that as a board member and leader in our community, that it is my responsibility and our responsibility as a board to provide all our students with tools that will help equip them for success the rest of their lives. But beyond academics, it's also our duty to provide an environment and ensure there's an environment where every student feels valued and cherished. One of the biggest responsibilities that the Board of Education has is to ensure that there's safety and well-being for our students. When we lose any one of our students to a senseless act of violence, we lose their dreams, we lose their potential, and the contributions they would have made to the world. But today, our community is taking action. Douglas County is doing something to ensure that these 2 students will not be forgotten. Every time we pass these new roadways, we will think of these 2 angels. Everyone who travels these roads will see their names and be inspired to act. It will remind us that caring for the children in our community requires all of our support. It takes the work of our schools, community leaders, our neighbor, and every one of us to make our community a safer place. To both families here with us today, thank you for allowing us to be a part of your child's life. Your children's lives have a meaning that extends beyond their years with us in school. Their legacy is now inspiring our community to be safer and more vigilant in protecting all our young people. The Board of Education and the Douglas County School System, we promise to continue honoring their memory in the years ahead. Thank you all so much, and God bless the parents and family.
Thank you so much. I heard the words resolve and resolution. There is no greater champion for justice in this community than the pair of people between Sheriff Pounds and District Attorney Dahlia Racine. I know they fight hard for justice and did so in this case as well. And I'd love for our District Attorney Dahlia Racine to come to the microphone and share some words with you.
So this is a little bit about Miss Beverly and Miss Chanel, the mothers of Samuel and Ajane, who I have had the distinct pleasure of knowing for about 2 years. The way that we came together was under the most tragic circumstances that any parent could go through. And the unfortunate reality is that one of the first meetings I had with them, I told them that I have sat with mothers grieving the loss of their children probably 100 times in my 20-year career. And that I told them that when they're going through this process, it is going to be one of the most grueling, difficult things that they could do while mourning the loss of their child. And it was a unique circumstance in the sense that both of you all came to us together as strangers, and now you are sisters in one of the most tragic bonds that you can have as a parent. And it was the times that Chanel would call, but she was really calling for Beverly. Beverly would call, and she's really calling for Chanel. And the power that these two women had in advocating and bringing voice to what happened to their precious, precious babies was, while driven out of devastation, an absolute amazing thing to see as they forged together in their grief to bring justice to this situation. And so as we sit here today having the opportunity to now have literal journeys down the roads named after them, we know that their journey is nowhere near an end into their healing process, nor is it for those people that are surrounding them, who this grief impacts in so many different ways. And so as we travel those roads, may we continue to pray for them and their families and the healing that still needs to happen. May we pray for our community to heal, because healthy, vibrant communities puts us out of work. We know that people who are hurt other people and cause this type of devastation. And we sat with them in courtrooms while they had to go through grueling testimony and hear all sorts of things being said, had to see all sorts of things that were portrayed on the screen, and they did it together. I also want to say a huge congratulations and gratitude to our Douglas County Sheriff's Office, who handed us the investigation that we were able to present to the jury. But what I want to emphasize is that sisterhood, that togetherness, that fortitude that they have set as an example for us to follow. Because if we had more of that, we would have less of this. And so I want to thank you all for everything. And I want to reiterate the fact that we are here for you all, for anything that you need. We know we still got a little journey left together, and we still gladly welcome y'all's phone calls at any time. But just thank you for all that you all have given us through this journey, as well as the families. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, DA Racine. And now, before I invite the mothers up for a few remarks, I'd like for all of us in this room just to give them a round of applause for their strength and their resilience and their persistence. And you may stand if you like. Thank you, Madam Chair. First, I'd like to call to the podium Mrs. Beverly LaFleur, Samuel Micah Moon's mother.
Good evening. Good afternoon. Oh, good afternoon. Thank you for being here. Let me begin by saying, on behalf of my family and as the mother of Samuel Micah Moon, I want to express my deepest gratitude to the Douglas County Board of Commissioners, Chairwoman Dr. Ramona Jackson James, State Senator Donzella James, and our very own Governor Brian Kemp, the elected officials, and all those involved in making this day possible. To see this roadway named in the honor of my son, Samuel Micah Moon, is an indescribable feeling. This road will not only serve as a path for travelers, it will serve as a reminder of his life, his legacy, and the impact he had on those who knew and loved him in Douglas County. When people pass along this roadway and see his name, Samuel Micah Moon, they may not know his full story, but they will know that he was someone worth remembering. And for those of us who did know him, this will be a place where memory and meaning intersect. A lasting tribute to love, kindness, and the spirit he shared. The reminder to fly high in all you do. Raise your expectations. Young people, do better. Make great choices. Strive for excellence. Samuel loved his red bow tie, as you see right here, and as you see right there. And now all his family and friends, and now some community members, have a red bow tie in his honor as a reminder to raise your standards. Whatever life throws at you, move forward in strength with God by your side. I want to thank the government leaders who supported this effort, the community members who stood with us, our Douglas County Sheriff's Department for showing us unconditional support, and everyone who worked behind the scenes to bring this vision, to make this vision come to life. It means so much to know that their names, Samuel Micah Moon and Ajane Marie Hill, will continue to live on, not only in our hearts, but also in the very landscape of our community. This dedication is not only about honoring his memory, but also about inspiring others. May this roadway remind us all of the power of love, the importance of community, the importance of God, and the legacy one life can leave behind. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart for this honor and for ensuring that my son's name, Samuel Micah Moon, will never be forgotten. Thank you.
And now I'd like to invite to the podium to share some words about her lovely angel, Ajane Hill, Miss Chanel White.
Ajane and I and the family would like to thank everyone for the continuous support, the phone calls, the text messages. We are forever grateful. We are now family. It's sad that we had to be family in this way, but we are now family. It's a bittersweet moment for me. We have our brother that's sitting in, he's class of 2026, and Ajane will not be walking with him. But I would like to thank everyone for your prayers and thank everyone on the back end that helped us pull this off. Thank you.
Again, God and his angels are watching us, and they are they said, job well done today. So love, let's please honor. In closing, certainly God is in control of everything, and he's the head of our lives. And so he said his angels are doing well. They're smiling upon us. So we know that it's difficult, Mom. I never been in your shoes. Not, I know, of course, Senator James has. But I'm a mother, and I'm a mama bear. So I know exactly, I can feel you. I felt your passion when you made the phone call. I could hear your conviction. And it is an absolute honor to have pushed that initiative and your request through. So again, thank you all today for coming and just joining us to celebrate and honor Anjanae Hill and Samuel Michael Moon. And please help us with these refreshments, because these refreshments are for you today. So please, just some light refreshments, help us eat this up. Thank you so much. And again, we love you. We appreciate you. And I'm just a phone call away. So call me again if you need me. Thank you.